Good morning. I'm Kyle French. I'm the whistleblower in the beating death of Jacoby Pillow. I was an inmate at the Harris County Jail, and you have a system in place in Harris County Jail to kill inmates. Our sheriff is a liar, and I'm asking for him to release the videos of Jacoby Pillow. Jacoby was said to have died at 1200 Baker Street, unresponsive in his cell, that nobody knew what happened to him. I watched him flood the cell. I cleaned up the mess. He was then moved into what they call the Z cell, the only cell in the basement that does not have a camera. He's not the only one. I couldn't get names of everybody, but there is a system in place to beat and kill people. He was beaten so severely that he walked in under his own power, and he was brought out of that cell on a stretcher. He was safely inside of that cell, beating on the door, telling me that I looked like a B word as I cleaned up the mess on the floor. He had plenty of strength. When he came out, his forehead was swollen out about 2 inches, and his eyeballs were swollen shut. He was brought on a stretcher and put in front of the nurse panel, a line of nurses, 7 nurses with Harris Health, sir, that saw this man and observed him like they do with drug overdose patients and people that are lethargic. They knew that the man was going to die. They said that they called an ambulance for him at 11:20 at night. No ambulance ever came. We had Acadian for non-emergency and HFD when it was life-threatening. Nobody ever came. At 5:15, they loaded Mr. Pillow in a wheelchair, and they wheeled him to 1200 Baker Street, where the news says he died and they don't know what happened. I saw it all. These jailers have since been moved to other positions, and they still work for the Harris County Sheriff's Department. Close your eyes for a minute and imagine the things that I have seen. Heads being beaten against the walls. Men being pushed down the hallway with wheelchairs that don't have stirrups, that can't walk, their feet dragging and being ran over. Defibrillator machines that aren't being charged in the case of Kevin Smith. They didn't operate on him and give him mouth-to-mouth. They refused to give him mouth-to-mouth. They didn't have a pulmonary bag to blow on him. The defibrillator wasn't charged. The side rails on our stretcher were falling down all the time. And Mr. Gonzalez goes on TV and says, I don't know what happened. Release the videos. These folks need to know. There's not a single place in that jail that does not have a video recorder. You got these $1,000 Bosch cameras in every single corner of the jail. $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a piece. They're not cheap, and they all work. So to say that they don't know how he got out of what they called shitter number 3, that's what the nurses, the staff, they call single holding cells shitters. That's what they think of these people. These people are awaiting trial, as these folks have said. They're not guilty. They haven't had a trial yet. But yet they're treated and drugged down the hallway like a piece of meat. People that are coming in for medical care, being beaten so badly that they're coming out paralyzed, and then I never see them again. I risked my life today to come here. The Harris County Sheriff standing in the back. I know they don't like me. I risked my life to go on to Fox 26 and break the news about Jacoby Pillow. These folks need to know. We pay for these cameras. We pay your salaries. We pay the sheriff. And nothing's being done. Everybody's got a broom cleaning it up. Jacoby Pillow was murdered by 3 officers. And they still work for the Harris County Sheriff. And Sheriff Ed Gonzalez knows about it. So does the folks at the FBI. I don't trust the Rangers. I'd like to trust you folks. But I'm here today because these people deserve answers. They came here with questions. I've seen what happens. People that are mentally ill or act out are sent to the clinic at nighttime down in the basement, and then they're just wheeled off and dumped somewhere so they can get lost in the numbers. Where does that armband say that you were? Where are those camera footage reels? I'll let somebody else have the mic.
Thank you, sir.